Welcome to episode 37 of the Financially Free Journey podcast, and I am your host, Courtney Dyer. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Financially Free Journey podcast, where I aim to dispel the seemingly complex topic of personal finances, money management, debt, savings, investing, and even retirement. And this podcast is designed to help you feel empowered by increasing your overall knowledge when it comes to money. So first and foremost, thank you to everybody that has subscribed and left a review for the show and given us a 5-star rating. It really helps the show. So please go take 30 seconds to leave a review and make sure you hit the 5 stars while you're at it. Okay, I've been receiving a lot of questions from all of you at my email, which is financiallyfreejourneypodcast@gmail.com. Feel free to send me any questions that you have about money, and I will make sure to answer them. But I've been receiving some really good questions from you guys, and today's episode is actually an answer to a listener's question. Here's the question that I received. Hi, Courtney. Thanks for all that you do, and your podcast is really helping me change my outlook on my money. Oh, well, thank you. My question for you is that I have debt, probably like most people. The issue here is that as soon as I pay it off, it seems like more debt keeps piling on, and I can't seem to get my debt fully paid off like I want to. Do I have a debt problem? Thanks again and keep up the good work. Sincerely, Money Rookie. Well, thanks for the email and question, Money Rookie. Okay, so this is a pretty common scenario that a lot of us find ourselves in over and over again. It's like deja vu. Every time you think that you have debt paid off, for some reason, more debt just keeps coming. It's like, is this a sign that I have a debt problem? Well, debt is a very powerful tool that really can help you, but it can also really hurt and destroy your finances. It's all depending on the way that you use it. An educated individual will use low interest debt to purchase assets that will help increase their overall wealth and value over time, because those assets will increase in value themselves. So it will increase your wealth, right? This is an example of a smart way to leverage the tool that we call debt. However, a lot of people, I feel safe to say a majority of people, use debt not for good, but for living way past their means and really letting their finances get out of control. Well, today's episode, I'm going to be going over 10 warning signs that you may have a debt problem. And if you have any of these warning signs, it's best to assume that you have some sort of a debt problem, whether it's small or big, and it's time to take drastic measures in the way that you manage your money and really the way that you have your outlook on money, so you can get on a better path to achieve financial success and really financial freedom. I'm going to review the red flags that you need to look out for and how these warning signs could really prevent you from being on that right path and building wealth and financial freedom for yourself. So here we go. Warning sign number 1, you can only make minimum payments on your debt. Now, this can be a vicious cycle, and a lot of people are stuck in it. If you can only afford to pay the minimum on your credit cards each month, this really can indicate that you have a debt problem. The longer you allow your balance to sit on a card, the more interest builds up over time, and you will eventually end up paying almost double the original amount that you spent on the card. So, if you are currently only able to make minimum payments on your credit card, it's time to take a hard look at your finances and really figure out where you can slash your spending significantly in order to break this cycle. The issue here too is that usually when you have a large balance on your credit cards and you can't make more than the minimum payment, you typically are forced to continue to use your card for your everyday expenses. So it can be very dangerous. Okay, tip number 2. Your credit cards are maxed out. Now, this can be a big indicator of a debt problem. Usually, if you're holding a balance on your credit card that exceeds more than 30% of the total limit available to you, this can really be an indicator that you're living beyond your means and you're really financing a lifestyle that you can't afford with your credit cards. The other issue here is with holding a high balance on your credit cards, even if you're paying them on time, this can actually decrease your credit score overall. Now, lenders look at what's called your credit utilization rate, and the higher your rate, the more of a risk you are for repayment in the lender's eyes. This is a sign that you need to really rein in your spending and just create a realistic plan for yourself to pay off the credit card and not continue living beyond your means in the future. Okay, warning sign number 3, you have borrowed money to pay your bills. Now, a common issue is that because you have unsecured debt or your total debt payments each month are high, you are not able to afford all of your bills. So what happens? Many people use their credit cards or borrow from family and friends to pay their bills each month. If this is you and you've borrowed either in the form of paying your bills on credit or borrowing from individuals, this may be an indicator that you have a debt problem and you need to rein in your spending. Okay, warning sign number 4, you can't pay your bills on time. Now, there are several different reasons why you may not be paying your bills on time, and one of those reasons may just simply be that you need a better organizational process when it comes to paying your bills on time. But most likely is that you're not able to pay your bills on time because your spending level is too high in accordance with how much money you make. Now, ignoring your bills is not the solution here because it will come back and it'll bite you in the butt in the future. If you have high bills and you're not paying them on time, you're really going to hurt your credit score and you'll end up having to pay more because the interest and the fees that are accumulating when you don't pay the bills. So if you don't pay them, doesn't mean that they don't go away. The solution here is to contact your creditors and to really come up with a payment plan solution. Usually you're going to find that creditors want to work with you. If they know that you're trying to make it right and you have the intention of paying the bill, they will work with you and make sure that you have the time and the payment needed in order to be able to follow through and pay that bill off. Okay, warning sign number 5, you don't know what you owe. A pretty common tactic that we all do is if we don't open the bill, then it's not really due, right? Well, wrong. If you don't open the bill and look at what you owe, guess what? You still owe that money. Now, if you don't know how much you owe, this may be a sign that you have a debt problem. If you are avoiding opening up your bills and looking at the balances of what you owe, this may be a major sign that you have a debt problem and you need to take a good look in the mirror. The solution here is to get organized. You need to make a spreadsheet or just write down all of your debts. Create a realistic plan to pay them off and then contact the creditors for assistance with a payment plan on the amounts that you owe. Because if it's too much, according to what you're making each month, they can really help you and assist by making a good payment plan that meets your current income level. This could also be an opportunity to refinance your debt and to consolidate the debt in order to be better organized, but also to lower the total interest that you're paying out each month. Okay, we're going to take a short sponsor break, but when we come back, we're going to go over 5 more warning signs that you may have a debt problem, so don't go anywhere. As you all know by now, diversifying and investing your funds in the stock market is a top strategy that the wealthy use in order to continue to build their wealth. Now, if you're trying to strengthen your financial health and you have ever thought about investing, I am here to tell you that WEBULL is a platform that you need to simply check out. WEBULL was designed by top experts in the financial and the tech industries to create a simplified and streamlined platform so you can have the best experience possible. WEBULL knows that you, as the individual investor, should feel empowered when it comes to investing and really have a platform with all of the right tools to help assist you to be successful. Some of the key features I like are 0% commission, 24/7 customer service, extended trading hours, and free real-time quotes, just to name a few. So you can go and create an account by clicking on my exclusive link in the show notes, and WEBULL will actually give you 2 free stocks valued up to $250. You can also earn an additional stock valued up to $1,400 just by depositing funds into your WEBULL account when you sign up. So make sure to go take advantage of this amazing incentive so you can start your investing journey today. Welcome back, everybody, and thanks again to this episode's sponsor. Okay, let's get back into it. Warning sign number 6, your debt to income ratio is too high. Now, your debt to income ratio, this is a key way to be able to tell if you have a real debt problem. The DTI, debt to income ratio, is a key formula that lenders use in order to really assess the amount of risk that they would be taking on if they lent money to you. Now, in order to figure out your DTI, Add up all of your total monthly debt payments, including credit cards, your loans, your rent or your mortgage payment, and then you're going to divide that number by the amount of your gross, that's your pre-tax monthly income. So let me give you an example. Let's say you earn $5,000 and your total debts are $2,500 per month. Your DTI is 50%. That's the 2,500 divided by 5,000. Most lenders consider a DTI above 40% too high, especially when you're applying for a mortgage. So a 50% DTI means that you have way more debt than you can handle for your income. This is a great way to also monitor your financial health, even if you're not looking to secure like a mortgage or get a new loan. This is a great way to just do a reality check and to check in on your spending and see, are you accumulating too much debt for how much money you make? This is a really key indicator that you could be living beyond your means if your DTI is too high. Okay, warning sign number 7, you overdraw your bank account. Now, I think we all have accidentally overdrawn our bank account before. I know I have, so no shade if this is you or something that you've done a few times. What I'm talking about here is if you overdraw your bank account on a regular basis. Do you use the ability to overdraft your account as a way of making ends meet? Now, if so, this is definitely an indicator that you're living beyond your means and you may have a debt problem that is putting your finances into a tailspin. Now, there is a cure to the sickness of overdrawing your bank account on a regular basis. You need to simply create a realistic spending plan, and perhaps you even need to take it one step further by dealing in cash for all of your spending. Racking up overdraft fees at a bank is one sure way to throw your hard-earned money down the drain. Trust me, banks don't give you short-term loans for free. Most financial institutions charge you a $35 fee every single time you overdraft your account. That can add up to hundreds of dollars, and it's really not doing you any favors. Okay, warning sign number 8, you don't have savings. Now, just not having savings doesn't mean that you have a debt problem, because there's a lot of people that don't have debt, but they struggle to bring in enough money to save, and I totally understand that. However, there are individuals that have drained a savings account that they once had, or they've even tapped into a retirement account in order to pay off debt. Now, if that's you, this may be an indicator that you do have a debt problem. Not saving is one of the riskiest things that you can do, honestly. One little emergency or unexpected expense like car problems or a medical bill, and you're financially in big trouble. Creating a safety net for yourself is really one of the best ways that you can protect yourself from that one misstep that can put you into financial ruin. Look, even saving small amounts every paycheck add up over time. Many people underestimate what a little bit of savings can do for them, so they just don't save at all. Even $25 every paycheck, let's assume you get paid twice a month, that can add up to $1,300 a year, which is a pretty dang good safety net for an emergency that may come up in the future. So don't underestimate even small savings. Okay, warning sign number 9, your finances have you constantly worried. Now, financial stress is a leading indicator for depression, anxiety, and even divorce. Now, financial stress is no joke, and if you're stressed more than a healthy amount, like you're losing sleep over it, then you absolutely have a debt problem. This is an indicator that you need to deal with your current financial situation head on and create a realistic plan to pay off your bills that are lingering over your head and really causing this stress. Do you need to sell off some things? Do you need to get a roommate? Do you need to move? Take a look at your current situation and bite the bullet, whatever that may mean for your specific deal. Okay, warning sign number 10, you are getting calls from debt collectors. Okay, guys, when you start getting calls from bill collectors, this is a surefire way to know that you have a debt problem. The avoidance of your bills and allowing them to not be paid for so long that you have collectors calling you is not the answer to your problems. In fact, if you're, letting your bills build up and having collectors call you, you are definitely making your problems a lot worse, because now you're at the point that you could have like a vehicle repossessed or even have your checks garnished at work. Now, if you have debt collectors calling you, never communicate with them over the phone. Get the company's information and let them know that you will only communicate with them via the mail. Guys, I hope this episode helps shed some light on some warning signs that you may have an issue with debt. And look, it's no shame or shade from me. We have all been there and dealt with these issues. It's really important to normalize these warning signs and understand what you can do about them so you can get on the right path and start to feel better about your financial situation. So thanks again for tuning in to today's episode. And if you haven't already, again, guys, make sure you go subscribe, rate, and review the show wherever you listen to your podcast. And also follow us on Instagram. It's at Financially Free Journey for more tips and motivation to help you on your financially free journey. Until next time.